welcome to our little farm. Bear with me. This is kind of nerve-wracking for me. I'm a little shy. But as time goes on, I'll open up a little bit more. You guys will get to learn a little bit more about myself and our family here and there. But yeah, so I just wanted to hop on here. This is like the start of our little family's journey. We moved here from Hawaii to this is South Central Virginia. We're pretty close to North Carolina, which is pretty cool. We've been here for about 2 weeks, and it's just myself, my husband, and our 4 children. Well, 4 of our 5. Our oldest, she's married and living with her husband in Arizona. And yeah, I guess kind of wanted to show you guys around our property, show you some of the infrastructures, what we have, some plans some ideas for plans that we're thinking about doing. Obviously that might change, but yeah, I just want to kind of take you around, and also I want to show you some really cool trees and plants that were already here that I would assume that former owners had put on the property. But it's pretty cool, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Okay, stick around. Okay, so this is the front of our property. I guess we could call it the front acre. We live on 2.11 acres. And this is the front half of it. And if you look over here, these woods over here, this way, these are our woods. Love it. The girls are over there. Got a little project going on, turning into a little fairy forest or something. I love that they're doing kid things out here. It makes me happy. As you can see though, our property is pretty sloped, so it goes down quite a bit. So I have to do some good surveying, and also wait for the spring to kind of see how things look with the trees filled out, and see what kind of shading there is over there. But the very front, our front gate is right over here somewhere, or over there in this area. But that's our front gate. But I do have some plans for the front of the property. I think I might start some sunflowers and corn, maybe do the Three Sisters method down that way, because it does get a bit of sun, and plus it'll kind of look nice at the front of the property with the sunflowers. I do plan on doing a lot of additions to this area, mainly with flowers, coming closer to the house. And yeah, that's kind of what my idea is right now, but we will see how it turns out, or how things look after the spring. It's my son back there playing basketball. It's our NBA star in the making. Hi, Bear. Nice. Hi. Bear with me. The sound may be a little loud because we do live on a main highway. I'm at the front. I'm at the front of my property. I should probably ask these guys to honk. The sound might be different too from the beginning of this video, because I went inside and got my microphone and connected it so you can hear me a little bit better, hopefully, out here. So with being at the front of my property, I just wanted to show you kind of how it looks over here, and what some of my ideas are, and then I wanted to show you some of the plants I have along our driveway. Okay, so we are in the front of my property. My husband is right there. He's talking to his grandmother. This is the very front, and it's pretty flat over here, so my idea was to do a big sunflower patch right about here, and then do a small cornfield kind of situation over here, doing possibly the Three Sisters method. Give that a try out here and see how well that does. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know, I might change my mind. But just to kind of pan around, we have a bit of space over here. It does start to slope, as you can see right here. So on our property, we have quite a bit of trees, as you can see. I mean, duh, we live basically in the woods. But the cool thing about these trees, which I wasn't expecting, is 1, 2, 3, 4 over here are eucalyptus trees. This is stinking awesome and I love it. And I could definitely use this. Now, what variety they are, I have not the slightest clue. So I won't be able to identify them fully until they start kind of getting full with life again with their leaves. So one of the things I noticed on my property, all along this side, I guess, path area going that way, is these little patches of grass looking spots. Definitely not grass. I think these might be daffodils or something to that nature. Because they're in these little patches, and I've never grown daffodils, but from what I could see online, these might be. I don't know. If you guys know what these could be, let me know. But I have a whole, like a 2-row patch here, and then coming down this way, we have some more in between some of the plants up here. Okay, here we have little mounds. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 little mounds here. The same thing. Like I said, I think these might be daffodils, but only time will tell. But it's pretty cool. I know it's going to be some kind of flower, and I'm really excited for it. Here we have these beautiful plants here. I have quite a few of these throughout our property, and I did some research on these, and from what I could find, I believe they're called heavenly bamboo. It's not a true bamboo. I think it's called bamboo because of the shape of the leaves. And they're really pretty. They have these berries on them. I don't think they're edible. I think it's strictly, well, not edible for humans. I'm not too sure, but I'm definitely not going to try. So yeah, that's the first heavenly bamboo plant that I have. And then as I come down here, we have a few more. These are so gorgeous to me. Now I have these kind of weed looking plants. I'm not sure what these are, but I have a feeling that I might need to chop them down for them to regrow. They look like some sort of wheat. Well, maybe not a wheat, but something of that nature. These are the ends. I don't know. What do you guys think of this? I've got a couple of these. I actually have about 3 here, and then I think I have one more going up closer to the house, right next to our well, right there. Moving on. I have this beautiful grand tree. I have a few of these really huge trees. They have no leaves on them, but I have no idea what it is. There's a lot of things on here that I don't know what it is. I've done a lot of research on ones that I could partially identify, but as far as the variety goes for certain things, like I said, only time will tell. Just waiting for spring. I know it looks a little psycho. Next, coming closer to the property. Oh, that's my daughter Grace over there. She's got her project going, making the woods into a little fairy trail, if you will. Hi, Grace. Okay, so yes, this is the tree that I was just talking about. Look how big that is. I don't know what it is, but I know it's gonna be pretty. Well, I mean, all these will. And then over here we have another eucalyptus. And I think that's also a type of maple. I think it's red maple leaf. I think that's what I identified this one and that one as, is the red leaf maple or red maple leaf tree. And then this is also eucalyptus. Did I say hibiscus? I feel like I said hibiscus. Eucalyptus. Eucalyptus. And how I know it's a eucalyptus, if you're wondering, is you can tell by the bark. Look at that marbling. Oh, it's so beautiful. And it's very smooth. Very smooth. And then you have the bark. These are the peels from the bark. Let me zoom you out a little bit. Got some more bark. But how I could tell that this for sure was a eucalyptus is 1, the bark. 2, the leaves. So obviously the leaves are pretty brown now. But when we first came, I crushed them up. And I smelled them, and it smelled like eucalyptus. It doesn't smell like anything now because time has passed and they've kind of like starting to, you know, lose all the old, well, they've definitely lost all the oils in it. But yeah. So as far as the variety goes, we'll find out once spring really hits. So in total, we have 6 eucalyptus trees that I've found so far. And clearly these were all intentionally put here because they're pretty uniform. And I think it's pretty cool. We got a lot of these kind of sprucey looking bushes or whatever you want to call them. These I'm very familiar with. I don't know the name, but I will learn. I grew up with these in our front yard. I used to play with the bees, used to love these. But this is the bush that I wanted to show you. Here, I did some research. I forgot the name, but it's a Japanese something. Some kind of cool bush, but it's a cool variegated, look at these leaves. That is so neat. I love when things are variegated. I think they're so pretty. But it's definitely, the variegation is spotty. It's not all throughout because you got some that are just straight green and then some that are variegated. Isn't that pretty? Over here, I don't know the variety of this, but what's really cool, I have 2 of them. And these are hydrangeas. I know this for sure because they still have their little clover florets, whatever you want to call them. And I think it looks really pretty just as is. I like how they dry. They're gorgeous. And I can't wait to see the color on them. I don't know what color they're going to be. Like I said, I don't know the variety. But I look forward to seeing how it's going to turn out. I'm not going to show you guys every little plant or tree because most of them are pretty common. But I think I'm just showing you the ones that I think are really cool that I've never seen before or that I've never had. And then coming back down here, we have this vining plant here, when I identified it, was identified as periwinkle. I got a flower right here. Another thing, or other plants that I found here, is I have a ton of rose bushes. Gosh, I can't talk. I don't know what kind these are, and I definitely need to deadhead some of these. They look like they're like a little yellow or orange rose, maybe. We'll see. They're very pretty. Or I know they're going to be pretty. And then we have a couple more. The people that lived here before us were very into their plants and their landscape, which I think is cool. I don't know what these are, but I think they're pretty too. Real quick, I wanted to show you, actually, kind of taking a break from the plants real quick. This is our backyard. I'm gonna get up on the patio and kind of give you an idea. So this area right here, I think we're gonna make this our kitchen garden to start off with, because it is the flattest surface in this back area. From like here, say about here over, it's pretty flat-ish, and then it just kind of slopes down. But down here it slopes, and I think we're gonna set up a fire pit like over here somewhere. And then back over there, I don't know, you can't really see the fencing from here. So you see the fencing, just on the other side of that is a creek. It's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna bring you over here and kind of show you this little shack looking thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you so close. All right, so here, wait, let me get you set up. All right, so we got this cool shack looking thing here. Little covering of sorts, shelter, if you will. And our plan right now is to turn this area, this inside, from here to here. I'm gonna enclose this and make it into a chicken coop for our first farm animals. We're getting chickens and maybe some ducks. Ducks. Babe, my love, let's get ducks. So yeah, so this portion will be left for shelter, storage, what have you, for maybe equipment or something. And then this area, we'll clean this out. This will get closed off, and we'll build some nesting boxes. We're thinking maybe up on this wall, and then set up some roosting inside somewhere. And yeah, it's basically the plan for now, until we upgrade to something different. But I think from the look of this thing, it looks pretty sturdy, actually, in pretty good shape. And then this end over here, this is our firewood storage. So that's where we'll be storing the firewood throughout the year for winter. Yeah, and then I love some equipment got left here. So this will definitely be getting used in the garden. So yeah, we have some posts, basically brand new, which is pretty cool. And then we got some T-post here, some wire fencing, plenty to start off with. I'm actually really excited about that. And then we have some more fencing here. I'm definitely big on using what you got. So to start off with, I think that's pretty good. Okay, and then yes, like I said, this is the firewood storage. When we first moved in, which was about 2 weeks ago, there was probably this much high of firewood, so we had a good amount to start off with, especially when we first got here. It was pretty cold. Moving on. So this infrastructure is not ours. It actually belongs to our neighbor, but it's just right outside of our fence area. I'm kind of sad it doesn't belong to us, but at the same time, I'm very happy it's in my backyard because it's a cool aesthetic. And when I mean aesthetic, I feel like I'm in a Bob Ross painting type aesthetic, and it warms my heart. I love looking at it. I come out my back porch all the way over there, and I look at it, and it just looks so cool to me. Love it. So when I say I have sloping, this is what I mean. You can definitely see it a lot more here. So that kind of stops right about here. So this flat area over here is where I plan to do the kitchen garden. So I'm going to use as much of that space as I possibly can. And then you can see from here going down, this whole plane just slopes down. So I have some planning to do, some figuring out as far as what's going to go on this side. I was actually thinking of doing maybe some pumpkin patches over here. I think good vining plants would be good. Some pumpkins in the summer, or not pumpkins, sorry. Watermelons in the summertime over here, as well as the pumpkins. I don't know, what do you guys think? What should I do? What ideas, what knowledge do you have to share with me regarding my slopage, my sloping? So probably one of the most coolest things that I found on my property that I didn't know was a thing here in Virginia, and I've never experienced it before or seen it in my life. I make it sound like it's some crazy wild thing. It is a wild thing. It's called wild chives, and this is what it looks like. Right here, this stuff is all over my property. It's actually all over the state. These are wild chives. These are native to Virginia, and you can eat them. It is so cool. I did research, and when I seen it, I was like, that looks like chives or green onions or something. It's everywhere. You can't miss it. Even in the snow, you can see it. It does really well in the wintertime. But when you pick it and smell it, it smells I did research online, and some people say it smells garlicky, some people say it smells oniony. You know what I say it smells like? Shallots. It smells just like shallots. And I love shallots. And it's edible. You can eat it. I'm not gonna eat it right now because I need to clean it. But it's really cool. Oh, it smells so good. Yes, it's all over the place. And it's very identifiable because you can see there's just like little patches in random places. Like there's some right there, there's some right there. There's some more right here. It's pretty cool. And they're really, really identifiable by how they look and how they smell. There is another plant though that I have found that looks just like the chives, but it's not chives. The leaves they're flat but curved. So it's literally like this. So the cross section, it would be like that. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna have to do some research and I'll find out and I'll let you guys know. Okay, up next, we have this cool shelter. This one, on the other hand, is quite beat up. It's got a lot of patchwork going on. As you can see, there's a lot of holes. Looks like as it started to fall apart, you kind of see they did some patchwork. They tried to tuck some wood planks under to try to hold it up. I think this side is probably way worse than this side. This side actually looks a little bit fresher. I definitely want to use this for something. This might also be a storage space for equipment for now until we can reinforce it. Actually, it looks like this was here first and then they built off of it. I don't know what this would have been. Maybe a feeder? I don't know. What do you guys think it is? Or does anybody know? I've never seen this before, so I'm not sure. But I would love to fix it up and use it for something. I think eventually, because we do want to get some ruminant animals like some goats or a cow or two at some point, and this could potentially be a makeshift barn. Obviously would fix it first before we stick some animals in here. Barn or stalls or just like a shelter area for the animals to go in. Not necessarily lock them in, but just give them the place to hide under if it's raining or something. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Look at that sun. Just shining through. The sounds of nature and neighbors. The good kind of neighbors. The kind that are further away from you. As I come up here, so now I'm on the right side of my property. We just came from over there. This is probably one of the coolest things that I own. Actually, if not the coolest thing, besides the wild chives. I didn't know what it was when we first seen it. I thought it was very odd that there was just this metal bar or kind of frame over here. And there's these plants growing out of the ground, these long stems. I've never had anything like this. I've never grown anything like this. And I wasn't sure what to think of it. And then I got a closer look. And this, my friends, is a flippin' grapevine. This is what grapes were on. I have a stinking grapevine. This is so freaking cool. Now, I have this plant here. I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling that this may be some type of fruit tree, just based off of the way that the branches are kind of leaning outwards. I know I've learned recently that a lot of fruit trees, they like to have their outer leaves sticking out, no inner leaves coming in. I might need to, well, I definitely think I need to do some pruning. I don't know what kind of fruit tree this could be. I'm pretty sure it is a fruit tree though, because the center spot is cut down. So it's some sort of fruit, I just don't know what. There's some leaves here. I don't know what kind of leaves these are though. Does that look familiar to anybody? I don't know, but it's definitely got some buds coming on. And I haven't been able to find a label anywhere. One thing I noticed about this tree too is they have these stakes here. Is that typical for fruit trees to have staking? These things are like crazily growing out here like this. Is this typical? Is this a tree or is it a bush? I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I don't know what that is, but I really hope it is a fruit tree. That would be really exciting, really awesome. Or a bush, whichever. Shrub, I don't know. Fruit, I need food. Okay. There's my puppers. He's so handsome. He heard something. This is what the other cool thing I wanted to show you. So I have these lanterns already set up. There's 3 here. I found another round one on the other side of my property. But I can tell you for sure this is mint. One, because, well, there's a tag. But also 2, because there's some foliage on here, and I definitely can identify some mint. I've grown plenty in my day. Thank God it's already in a container, so I can go ahead and continue with that. I just need to chop it back and she'll be good to go. Now over in this next bed here, there's some plants growing in here. I don't know what this is. I would love to know if it's edible. It looks like it could be edible. I don't know. But it might not be. I gotta identify that. Anywho, there is regular chives in this bed. Why they put chives in here, I don't know. We got a whole bunch all over the property. So I guess we'll just cut this back. I might just move it into a different pot. That way I could amend this whole bed and start planting my seedlings when they're ready. This next bed, obviously much bigger. This is my other favorite thing that I found on the property, is this right here. I was almost sure I knew what it was, but I couldn't say 100% if it is, or if it is what I thought it was. I don't know. Grammar, English. Anywho, I wasn't sure what it was. And at first I was like, oh, it kind of looks like fennel that just died off. And I was like, wait a minute, I know what fennel looks like, and this is definitely not it. This, my friends, for those who don't know, is asparagus. I have a whole bunch of asparagus growing in my bed right now. Well, as far as the plants goes, I gotta chop it back. It looks like I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got quite a bit. I don't know how old it is, obviously, because we've only been here for 2 weeks. But the fact that it's already in my garden bed, I have a crazy head start on growing my asparagus, because when we moved here, when we were leaving to come here, my first plan was to 2 things: get sweet potatoes started and get my asparagus started. Asparagus was number 1, because it takes 3 years to get good size spears. And the fact that I already have it planted in my bed means I at least have a year head start already. So I'm hoping that I get some good size spears out of this, and I can't wait to show you. I haven't found any spears yet. Nothing's popped up, obviously. It's just warming up. Like, today's the first day that I'm wearing shorts. So I'm really excited for that. That's pretty awesome. Next to my awesome asparagus bed is I have this humongous rose bush. And I'm really excited to see how these turn out, what kind of roses these are. Very thorny plant for sure. Look at those suckers. Look at them thorns. These are huge. But that's super cool. I'll have fresh roses of all kinds, because as you go up along the property up here and on the side, I have more roses that way. Okay, coming back down, I have this weirdly dried up dead patch of grass in this area. It is very slopey right here, but it kind of flattens out as it comes down. And I think down here is where I want Well, I don't know. I was thinking over in these areas somewhere that I would plant some pumpkins and watermelons and all that. But I was thinking I might actually do it right here and just let them kind of vine down that way. I don't know, what y'all think? All right, coming back around this way, there's my big giant rose bush tree thing. I think, oh yeah, this is also a rose, this is a rose. But looking at this one, I might have to do some serious pruning because it looks like it's about dead. I don't see any buds growing on this one. And I can see buds on this. Got a little one here. So we got some buds on that one, and there's plenty of buds on the big bush. But this guy here, he's looking quite sad. I think I gotta do quite a bit of pruning, hopefully to get this one going. If not a terrible loss because I got this guy here. Anywho, one thing that, actually this is probably my fourth favorite thing, is the fact that I have hydrangeas. These are another variety, in addition to the first one I showed you. These are the typical ones that you see like in wedding, centerpieces and bouquets and stuff. I don't know the variety or what color, but I gotta chop these back too, because I can see there's some buds already coming in here. So we gotta do some, definitely got a lot of work, a lot of pruning to do. I have 1, 2, 3. I don't know what this is. 4, 5, 6, 7 total of hydrangeas. There's the hubby right there on the phone. He's talking to his uncle. But yeah, this is really cool. I definitely am going to be adding a lot to this space because even though I do have some cool flowers and stuff, it definitely could use a lot more. It's pretty empty on the other side there. So coming up here, we're gonna call this the Honu Rock Garden. Honu is Hawaiian for turtle. And the cool thing about this rock garden, one, there's obviously plenty of space. I can add some more stuff to it. But I have these cool little variegated striped little bushes. I can't remember what these are called, but I'll look it up and see. But they grow berries. So it's gonna be some flowers coming out of this. I'll probably have to prune those out. But my favorite thing about the rock garden is I have hyacinths growing like crazy over here. It's all around this whole thing. I love hyacinths. They're probably one of my favorite flowers. The very first garden that I ever started, actually the very first seed I planted in the ground was hyacinth seeds. I know you can grow them from bulbs, but somehow I had seeds and I put them in. I think I got them, actually my husband bought me a bunch of seeds to start when I first started gardening, and I grew hyacinths accidentally because I don't remember growing them. But they were the first things I ever grew, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I have a whole bunch of them all over this place. I think that's pretty much it for what I wanted to show you guys for now. But that's a little tour of our little property. Like I said, living in South Central of Virginia. The town's not South Central. We're just living in South Central Virginia, if that makes sense. So more to come. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to show you our family's journey to farm life. This has been a pretty long time dream, mainly of mine. My husband's a city slicker. He's from Brooklyn. So this is definitely a different lifestyle for him, but he's very excited. And I'm very excited. Our kids are very excited. They're happy. They love it here so far. And yeah, I just can't wait to bring you guys on this journey with us and show you all the things and everything. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just enamored by this, by all of this. This is pretty surreal. It doesn't feel real just yet. Like, I'm still soaking it in. We've only been here 2 weeks. We still haven't even had we don't have our furniture yet. We don't have cars. We are carless. We are furnitureless. We have blow-up beds. That's the blow-up beds and lawn chairs. That's our furniture for the time being. And thank the Lord that Dollar General, it's funny, the worker, one of the associates there had said, "Welcome to our town's Walmart." It is literally that. It's the only store besides a gas station that is in this town. So thankfully it's in walking distance, so we were able to walk back and forth to get our food that we need. So anyway, hey poopers. Bear, say hi. All right, well, it's time to sign off.